The core four of networking. Networking is an essential skill in both business and personal development. In the core four of networking segment, I break down the key practices for building strong, lasting relationships. Do you know about the core four of networking? Have you ever seen them before? They're right there on the side of the screen. Oh, no, they're not. What I'll do is I'll share this short clip that'll get you up to speed on what the core four of networking is. Here you go. What's up? I'm here with Al to give you guys another networking tip. We've given you 3 so far, and today we're going to give you a 4th. But before we do, let's recap. What's the first thing they got to do, Al?
Show up.
You got to be present and accounted for. What's the second thing?
Be yourself.
You be you, your authentic self, because nobody likes fake people. Not a good look. What's number 3?
Pay attention.
You got to do some active listening. You got to know what's going on. You don't want to stare into somebody's eyes and nod your head thinking about what you got to say next. Pay attention. And now that the recap's done, I think the 4th one's the most important. What do you think, Al?
Oh yeah, there's no point in doing all 3 if you don't do the 4th.
That's right. So why is the 4th so important now?
Because the fortune's in the FU.
What do you mean?
Fortune's in the follow-up.
Ah, that's right, follow up. Don't have a conversation with somebody, take their business card, and then do nothing. Follow up. Speaking of following up, if you guys would like to hear more networking tips from Al and myself, comment more or yes please underneath this video. And Al, what are we going to do after they make that comment?
Follow up.
Haha, that's right. See you guys later. All right, I'll be breaking down the core four 1 week at a time. Week 1, show up. Why simply being present can open doors to success. Week 2, be yourself. Authenticity is the key to forming genuine connections. Week 3, pay attention. The importance of active listening and being fully engaged with others. Week 4 is all about following up. How to maintain and grow relationships beyond the first meeting. What's the most significant networking hurdle that you've faced and how did you tackle it? Or are you still working on it? Help me help you. Please share your biggest networking challenges and how you've addressed them in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. In addition to exploring the core four of networking, this segment will also showcase local members of the networking organizations I'm affiliated with, as well as other businesses and professionals in my network. I'll also provide insights on local networking events that I attend. This Monday is week 3. So today's topic is pay attention, the importance of active listening and being fully engaged with others. Because in a world full of distractions, pop-ups, push notifications, and artificial intelligence assistants trying to auto-complete your thoughts, one of the most powerful ways to stand out is to actually listen. Not just with your ears, but with your focus, your presence, your curiosity. And that brings us to today's conversation. Because you can't talk about being fully present in relationships without understanding how artificial intelligence is showing up in them too. How is AI changing the way we connect, communicate, even pay attention? My guest today, she's a distinguished Toastmaster, a TEDx speaker, an award-winning leadership expert, and a doctor of management who writes about the intersections of artificial intelligence, human intelligence, and belonging like it's her native tongue. She's the founder of Optimized Excellence, the author of not 1, but 2 new books on artificial intelligence. And honestly, I'm a multi-hyphenate, but she's a multi-hyphenate powerhouse. That feels like an understatement, by the way. Please help me give a warm welcome for her, second time on the show, to the phenomenal, the brilliant, and always enlightening, Dr. Farzana Chohan. All right. Dr. Farzana, welcome back.
Welcome back. Hello, Jay. How are you doing?
Awesome. Awesome. We had such an incredible conversation last time. And now, you're here with not just 1 new book, but a whole brain upgrade for the world. I'm thrilled to have you here again. All right, let's dive in. We're going to explore the impact of artificial intelligence on business, connection, and the human experience, all through the lens of networking and leadership. And for those of you watching, stay tuned, drop your thoughts in the comments, and get ready to rethink the way you connect in an AI-powered world. Dr. Farzana, you've written not one, but two insightful books on artificial intelligence. Can you give us a high level overview of what inspired each book and what makes AI for All and AI Mirroring HI unique from one another?
What a great question. A few years ago, if someone would have said that I am part of a technological world, I would have denied it overwhelmingly. What inspired me to write AI for All or artificial intelligence for all? It is inspired by my vision of making world accessible to everyone. So in this context, as we are rapidly moving towards a world controlled by artificial intelligence in some people's mind, I want AI to be accessible for everyone. That is the source of inspiration behind the first book. I want accessibility regardless of the technical background, which we don't have. I don't have a technical background, I told you. So, the aim of the book, the first book, is to demystify AI, break down the complex concepts of technology and artificial intelligence into understandable and relatable terms. And why I'm saying this, because I want to emphasize upon the potential of artificial intelligence to transform various sectors. It has already been in transformational phase for healthcare, education, and I want to encourage readers to embrace AI as a tool for positive change. The unique aspect of it is to have an inclusive approach, ensuring that knowledge is available for everyone, not confined to experts. Now, why did the second book came into being? As I was writing the first book, it occurs to me that what I am understanding, what I am gaining in terms of knowledge, it is all of us. Our human intelligence is actually a mirror, a reflection in artificial intelligence. So I wanted to get into the complex or intricate relationships we have with artificial intelligence and human intelligence, exploring the complementary aspects of artificial intelligence with human intelligence is important to enhance the human capabilities. We are not trying to replace human capability. I think it is a misunderstanding that artificial intelligence is going to replace human intelligence. Artificial intelligence is created by human intelligence, and we should develop and utilize it in a way that it truly mirrors the human aspect of our lives, the humanity in us, and we continue to respect human values and ethics. Providing that kind of thought-provoking analysis is important for ethical implications and importance of maintaining a human-centric approach as we develop AI to its full extent. So the uniqueness of the second book is that it is philosophical, it has ethical perspective, and I want the readers to reflect on the broader impact of what AI is having on our society and will continue to have on human conditions. In my mind, I think both books together offer a more comprehensive and balanced view and combine the practical insights with ethical considerations and will make a significant contribution to the ongoing discourse we are having on the role of AI in our lives. It's a long answer, Jay, but that's how it is.
But a complete one at that.
Yeah.
No, awesome. So your new book, AI for All, the first one that you just mentioned, it's like a guided tour of the artificial intelligence revolution with equal stops at, ooh, exciting, and uh-oh, should I be worried? So for the average professional entrepreneur watching this, what's one way artificial intelligence is already improving our lives and one danger you think more people need to be paying attention to?
What a great question. And I wish you had asked this before I was starting to write. But as we said, the first book is prompted by, oh my God, what is AI and what it is going to do? Will it create or what do I want to call it? Capture environment for me where I cannot even get out of my house without AI's permission. So that was the fear and the danger of me, that I will have chains of AI around me. And I think that is also the fear of everyone who is not into the technology as deep as people who are developing it and refining it. So it offers a balanced perspective. But I think the most positive impact we are seeing of AI is in the healthcare application, because the AI powered systems have already been in motion, revolutionizing the medical diagnostics. So the diseases of the people, real human beings, are diagnosed with the help of AI systems in place, as it has a capability to analyze vast amounts of data to detect disease at early stages. Their algorithms can analyze the medical images to identify the signs of serious diseases like cancer or heart disease. Yes, it is hard for us to believe, but they can actually diagnose it with remarkable accuracy by looking at the images, which we go and do the test for. It What does this do? This speeds up the diagnostic process, free up some of the time of the medical practitioners, but it also has a precision in terms of those disease diagnosis. And it leads to a better outcome for patients if there is an early stage diagnostics available. Now, the with these kind of advancements, there is, in my mind, there is a significant concern that people need to be more aware of the ethical implications of AI, particularly regarding data privacy. If you are recently hearing the DNA collection toolkit by 23andMe, as the business has gone bankrupt, they are trying to sell the data. What is that data? That data is our genetical information, and you do not want that kind of a data to be given, make publicly available. So that's why data. This is just an example. So that's why data privacy is important. AI systems rely heavily on data, and if the data is not ethically managed and ethically secured, it can lead to sensitive information, personal information being misused or inadequate, or it is inadequate for certain other things. Breach of privacy, we are hearing day in and day out about what is happening, and unauthorized access needs to be managed very, very ethically. That's all I will say, because in my mind, the summary of this saying is that AI holds immense potential to improve various aspects of our lives, like healthcare and education, but it is very, very important, critically important, to remain vigilant about the ethical challenges it is presenting to us. By doing so, we can harness the benefits and mitigate the risks posed by AI.
Wow, that I didn't even think of the I haven't heard of the advancements AI has made in the medical industry at all. That's interesting. I haven't heard of that, but it makes sense considering it works with such big data sets and processes things so quickly.
Okay, and one more. I think I mentioned it last time, but I want to bring it at this time. Sorry, I am not sure if I mentioned it last time here or at another platform. But not only the diagnostics, but some of the major surgeries like brain surgeries. In older days, when people have some kind of a tumor in the brain, it used to be the piece of the skull used to be cut out, which is a jarring concept because the quality of life of patient is impacted. These days, brain surgeries are done with laser guided cameras. So instead of taking out a larger chunk of anyone's skull suffering from that, it actually can a hole can be drilled of a dime size, and it can be done through that, which helps in recovering faster and have more accuracy in terms of finding the tumor and helping patient in recovering fast.
Wow, that's awesome. I haven't heard of that yet. That's great. That's yeah, I've only heard of a lot of the negative stuff with AI where people are worried, but that does make sense too. As far as I didn't know that 21andMe went bankrupt and they're looking to sell their data. That's scary. I'm glad I didn't do that. That's scary. That's definitely a scary thought.
Yeah.
At home, what's one way you use AI in your daily life? Drop it in the chat and let us know. Don't worry, ChatGPT won't be offended if you do that. I also wanted to ask you, in your book, you break down the risks of AI from bias to privacy to job placement and existential dread. Which of these risks do you feel people are underestimating the most? And what can we do to prepare, not panic?
We are all human beings. We understand that, and we have our own biases. Some are small, some are big. As we talk about in the books about biases, we are the people who have created AI and who are refining AI. So biases in AI systems, as they will develop and mature, will be much more pronounced there. And why do I say that? Those of you who are listening to us and you are probably using ChatGPT or AI, and some of you, I have heard this from my friends who have not a non-technology background, that they say, I have to tell ChatGPT, I don't like this answer, do it this way or do it that way. So what are we doing when we are telling a chat GPT to do it, to answer it this way or the other way because we don't like the answer? Chat GPT is actually being trained by people like us. And those algorithms which are trained and it becomes a large data sets, and if when they contain, it's not if, because right now they contain our own biases, and these AI systems will inadvertently perpetuate and amplify these biases as we move along in the journey of AI, which will lead to what? More unfair treatment in critical areas such as hiring. And we know that these days recruiters use AI tools to have the first filter set whom they will let come in for interviews or talk to and whom they will not. So it will be unfair. There is a great possibility of unfairness in hiring, in law enforcement, and in lending practices. And there has been news about lending practices also, that how the AI tools in place can do exactly same profiling which we have been doing previously. And the danger is that biased AI systems can make decisions which affects people's lives in significant ways, often without transparency or accountability. And to prepare for this rather than panic, because we all, when we hear something negative, we turn off our thinking power and we panic. So we need to focus on ethical AI development, because right now it is in all of our hands. Meaning this will include, or this involves, ensuring diverse and representative data sets. So everyone should be part of this training, training the chat GPT or generative AI, whatever we are training, so that all of our voices, all of our personalities are part of that data sets. Also, implement fairness checks by the companies and organizations which are developing them and adopting them. They should implement fairness checks in them and foster a culture of accountability among AI developers. I have come across AI developers who have formed their own ethical groups, and they want to focus on how ethically they are using the AI tools and AI data sets. There should also be one very important aspect in our societies all over the world, should be that there should be clear regulations and guidelines to govern the use of AI, ensuring that it is used responsibly and ethically. So
No, you're right.
if I remember the third piece of your question, should I go ahead, Jason?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if I remember the third piece of your question on this, is that for the real time talk, or whether we are closer to that, the
Skynet?
scenarios of Skynet or
Yeah. Or Surrey with ambition.
Siri with ambition, let's keep the things in perspective. At this point, while AI has made significant strides, We are far from the dystopian scenario as it was depicted in Terminator movies. Current AI systems, including advanced ones, are still tools. As I said again and again, they are still tools and are controlled by human beings like us. They are at this point designed to assist, and augment the human capabilities. They are not replacing and they are not dominating so far. So we are much closer at this point to city with ambition, and the AI systems that are becoming increasingly sophisticated and useful, but they are still fundamentally under human control. While the risks of AI are real and should not be underestimated, with careful and ethical development, I think we can harness its potential for the greater good while mitigating the dangers associated with it. Does that
Yeah,
make sense?
that makes complete. We need to have some sort of regulation, and it be a standard thing across the globe for sure.
Yes, it has to be a global concerted effort.
I have a question from one of our, or we have a question from one of the viewers. I'll pop it up here on the screen and I'll read it here. From a privacy standpoint, especially in healthcare, as a human, I have concerns that data recorded in my medical record can come back to be a problem. Insurers and many people do have access. I find myself telling my provider, do not record this in my chart. Thoughts on this?
So that's why we say that the development of ethical AI is important. All the service providers and care providers and their larger healthcare system should make firewalls around the data privacy. And in healthcare, especially in United States, there are HIPAA laws. Patient privacy, patient data is patient's data. It should never be mixed up with any other negative impacts like healthcare insurance. So the person who is asking this question is doing correctly is reminding again and again their care provider that do not record it. And you should be able to say this right now. We still have, and with HIPAA laws, we still have control and manage our data. What happens in future? That's why we just talked about the laws, the regulations, that my privacy, my data, my information is my information. And if it is compromised, then there should be consequences for it. I think when we come together, we will be able to develop more ethical regulations around them. But it's a legitimate concern.
Awesome. Thank you for that question, Trisha. Now let's talk about your second book. All right, AI Mirroring HI, which is all about how artificial intelligence reflects human intelligence and mindsets. That's such a deep concept. If AI is learning from us, should we be worried about what it's picking up from Twitter? You know what I mean? In your opinion, what's one mindset upgrade we humans need to make before we keep feeding the machine?
I have a feeling that by the end of this conversation, it will sound like a broken record. But absolutely, the idea that AI is learning from us is not an idea; it's a fact. And especially that's why, especially when we are on social media platforms, whether it is the likes of Facebook, Twitter, now X, or any other social media platform, small or large. Um, it is the richest mine of data. The more we put out over there, the more it becomes refined. Remember, many years ago, when Facebook was not as powerful, we don't hear that now, but the founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, when he was asked a question that how do I control the information I put on there, what should be my guideline, and I'm paraphrasing, but his response was, don't put anything which you don't want your mother to look at. Okay. And I'm sure that for their own children, they are following that principle. But why are we putting all the data? This is my this is, I think, is a more reflective question and a thoughtful question for each one of us who are on social media platforms in different ways because of the need for our professions and businesses. We put everything. I have to turn off some of my acquaintances because they will be sharing what have they eaten, what was on the menu from the restaurant, and everything else. What happened in that case? That becomes a data. Okay, so if you are posting it on your social media, and once the algorithms are working on it and they see you have bad eating habits, now that can directly become part of your profile. And if you have bad eating habits, if your insurer are using the highly refined version of AI, you can fall. And this is all hypothetical scenario. I don't have any studies behind it, but that can all become part of that. Oh, you are a
High risk.
concern that you have bad eating habits, so maybe you should be insured at a higher cost, correct, for example. So, which means, going back to the social media platforms, that it is a rich source of data, but it also contains a lot of noise. It generates misinformation and polarized opinions, which can lead AI systems to be picking up on such information and amplifying the biases, the misinformation, and the harmful behaviors. Sometimes it leads to some kind of a fake negative news, and people get worked up and then they get out and all kind of things happen. So it is crucial to be mindful of the quality and nature of the data that AI systems are trained on, and what are we providing. So when we talk about the mindset upgrades we as human beings need to make before we keep feeding these machines is to adopt a more critical and ethical approach to our digital interactions. Be mindful of uh, what the founder of one of the largest social media platform have said. We need to be more aware of the content that we create and share, by understanding that it can influence the AI systems. Am I still making sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it comes down again to regulation, right?
Yeah. No, it is our also responsibility as a citizen of this world that we promote accurate information, which is respectful and constructive communication online. We should, and now it comes to that point that we should advocate for transparency and accountability in AI development by ensuring that AI systems are designed to recognize and mitigate the biases and mitigate the biases and misinformation. Why I have written this and I advocate for AI is that AI has the potential to learn and evolve from human interactions. It is our responsibility truly to guide this learning process in a positive direction by being more conscious, and do become our digital citizens and demand ethical practices. We can help shape AI systems that reflect our best human qualities rather than our worst.
Yeah, it'd be nice if AI start regulating itself a little bit and recognize what's a negative bias and whatnot. That's gonna be interesting how it develops in the
Like anything,
future.
I'm sure there are developers who are working on it, Jason. So you are on the right track.
Awesome. At home, if you could teach AI one human trait we absolutely need it to mirror, what would it be? Empathy, humor, the ability to say, I'm sorry? Comment below, let us know. Let's bring it back to our theme, networking, for a second. So, do you think artificial intelligence is enhancing our ability to build genuine relationships, or is it making us forget how to truly connect?
As I also come from the communication field and background, there are so many tools available right now which are enhancing our ability to build relationships by facilitating communications and providing tools that help us stay connected and give us feedback in real time. By And there are tools in place already, at least in experimental phases, that our AI powered platforms can analyze social interactions, like the way you and I are talking. Our facial expressions can be analyzed, and our body language, and offer personalized recommendations to improve communications skills. We already know about virtual assistants, and chatbots can help bridge those gaps in communication, making it easier for people to stay in touch and maintain relationship despite the physical distances. We know the power of Zoom during the COVID time, how we got connected with each other and were able to that out. But in I think I want to emphasize on the importance of maintaining a human-centric approach for AI development, because the risk of relying too much on AI for communication will lead to superficial interactions and decline in genuine human connection. So let me give you an example. When we say I have 100,000 followers or I have 2,000 friends, realistically, how genuine those connections are in human connections? Most
Not
of us
very
have
usually.
not seen. So do not forget that the convenience of AI driven communication tools can replace the value of face to face interactions and the depth of emotional connections that come truly from engaging with one another. I think it is very important that we strike a balance between leveraging AI for its benefits and ensuring that we do not lose sight of the importance of authentic human relationships. AI offers great, exciting possibilities for us and we have already have seen the ability to connect. It is also up to us to use these tools mindfully and maintain the essence of genuine human interactions. So get out, meet with people whom you have come across electronically, digitally, through different platforms whenever you have an opportunity. Uh, to meet with them and complement your technology connection or AI connection. Um, do not replace it with real physical human connections, face to face interactions.
No, that makes complete sense. You still have to have some human connection as well, using AI as it is a tool, not as the main thing.
Mhm.
Because they're right, interactions are going to become stale or like literally robotic or what have you. I can think of an example myself too in the fitness space, in my coaching software, my fitness coaching software. AI has been integrated into it quite a bit now, and the developers of the software are very active with the coaches that are using their software, and they're harping on the fact of, yeah, you have this great tool AI, but you need to have that human connection. You're coaching people, that sort of thing. So that's been an interesting integration or into that software, and how the developers of that software are preaching that you still have to have that human connection. And you're doing coaching. I mean, that's just the way it is. But it's interesting to see it roll out there too, and them have what you're saying about it to do that too. Trisha actually has a comment here too. She said, "How are we teaching or feeding these platforms is really interesting." Yeah, she liked that. Be responsible. Yeah, so she picked up on what we were talking about there. Now, how do the core four of networking, show up, be yourself, pay attention, and follow up, still apply in an AI driven world?
So I was actually thinking when you were talking in our previous discussion, we talked about the genuine human relationship. Show up is, I believe, the first thing, correct?
That's
Showing
right.
up right now over here is one thing, but if we can show up in person, it is really, really important. So both physically and virtually showing up is important, and attending with a full focus rather than multitasking or looking at other things. Be yourself. That can never be taken out from anyone. Authenticity is timeless. It is more important in this AI driven world to be yourself rather than becoming an other persona. Because in marketing terms, we talk a lot about personas. What kind of a persona do you have? But the best persona you have is, guess what? Your strengths, your areas of improvement, your vulnerability. If you show up with all of them, people appreciate and connect with that authenticity. And when we talked about the first two core values, especially the first one, show up and be yourself, it is equally important that you are paying attention. What do we mean? And I think you have used this in your introduction also, that active listening and paying attention to others' needs and interests are key to building the meaningful relationships. So by paying attention, you do that. Yes, when we log on Zoom or anything else, it can sometimes summarize our conversations. It can highlight the key points and suggest follow-up actions. But if we do not have a human touch of really listening and understanding what other person is saying, and because people can feel that vibe, that whether we are engaged with them or not, and it can never be replaced. So I think that the third core value in that aspect is very important, to make other person feel that you are truly listening to them. And we do the first three core values, but what does it mean? Do we take it home and or put it in the on the shelf? No, we have to follow up. To maintain the relationship, it is always important to follow up. Our AI tool developers say AI can assist by setting your calendars or reminders or whatnot. But however, the personal touch in that scenario is much more important. When you follow up with your full authentic self and genuinely check in with your friends and connections.
Yeah, AI is just a tool. You got to have the person there and all those aspects. And AI, it is a tool. It helps you. It enhances the human connection as it should, right? Perfect.
Exactly. Thank you.
Perfect. If ChatGPT went to a networking event, would it be the extrovert asking questions, the guy in the corner silently analyzing everyone's LinkedIn profile, or the one who skips the event and just emails you a proposal?
I think I can answer that question. And I really love the way you have asked this question, but I want to put a name on it. So I
Go right
want to
ahead.
put my name on it. So it's me, correct?
Yes.
I feel like I'm a chat GPT sometimes when I'm at an event or something, because I I can walk in, I can be an extrovert, I will shake hands with people and everything else. But sometimes when someone strikes me at something, or I want to know more about them, instead of asking too many questions because it is rude, to directly go and ask what your background is and things like that, this thing helps, correct?
Exactly.
You can quickly take a minute or two and type in their name and find their LinkedIn profile or whatnot. And a few times it has also happened that I came across a really good person, a good connection, and I thought they can benefit from the proposal. So in that case, you can sometimes go and send a proposal directly, because of your human interaction, you get that energy, you get that vibe that it will be a doable thing. So I gave you an example of me, but I will say, to answer your question in more generic terms, if ChatGPT goes to a networking event, it embodies a blend of all three personas. Adapt, because we are human beings, we can adapt to the needs and dynamics of the situation. And by asking questions as an extrovert, by analyzing the LinkedIn profiles or getting more information, and then in some instances, if we feel more confident, we can skip the chat GPT, or I can skip the event and send a proposal or send a follow-up email.
It
So
would do all of it.
yeah, and chat GPT is like a human being. It will be able to adapt. So we are adaptive at this point, and I use adaptive concept, being adaptive in any circumstance. I use that concept a lot.
That's funny. That's a great answer. Great answer. I wasn't expecting that. You talk about ethical AI and human excellence a lot. Can you share a real world example of an organization that's getting it right, where artificial intelligence and humanity are working in harmony? What lessons can entrepreneurs take from that?
There are a few different organizations which are trying to use the tools in a way where it is getting it right. One of the examples given is, and I have to look into it in more detail, but it is the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization in Australia. In Okay, so what the abbreviation for organization is CSIRO. Those of you who want to do that blended version of looking at it right now, but listen to us first. So CSIRO, or Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, is pioneering the collaborative intelligence, combining human capabilities with artificial intelligence to achieve better outcomes in various fields. For example, in their search and rescue missions, they employ smart semi-autonomous drones that can work alongside human teams to scan the terrain, the geography in their area of work, and deliver some immediate support where the support is needed. This kind of collaboration enhances the efficiency and effectiveness of the rescue operations, demonstrating how AI can complement human efforts rather than replace them. We already talked about healthcare, where AI systems assist medical professionals in diagnosing and treating the patients, improving accuracy and speed while maintaining the essential human touch. I gave the example of the brain surgery and how to do a guided surgical operation on brains. So the lessons entrepreneurs can learn from, especially from Commonwealth Scientific Association, is to embrace the collaborative intelligence, and to see it as a partner that enhances human capability. And we are doing this in small and medium-sized businesses a lot, that by combining AI's computational power with human intuition, the judgment human beings are able to deploy, and the creativity which human brains have, organizations can achieve better outcomes. Focusing on ethical AI development is also part of entrepreneurs' work, because using diverse and representative data sets will foster a culture of accountability with AI among AI developers. And there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are in technology development, and they are moving into AI development also. And entrepreneurs should, I think my third point in this regard will be that entrepreneurs should prioritize human-centric AI and develop and utilize it in a way that complements and enhances human capabilities rather than replacing the human talent. We can always retrain human talent and use them for different works, different aspects of the work we are doing. And which this approach will ensure that AI serves as a tool for positive change while preserving the essence of human beings and human interaction.
No, I agree. I and here I am using it. Ask, hey, is this grammatically correct? Help my grandma out. You use ChatGPT for all sorts of things, from that to brain surgery. Unbelievable. And who knows what's going to happen in the future? In an age where artificial intelligence can automate almost everything, how might we harness it in business and leadership, not to replace human connection, but to deepen it and make us more human, not less? So, in this instance, I know we already kind of talked about this a little bit, how AI can, how harnessing the power of AI can help you do certain things, but how can it make us more human?
So a lot of big companies are doing that, and the examples comes to mind are Amazons of the world and likes of them. They are personalizing the customer experience. So if, for example, if you are a customer and you are on any platform or large platform which focus on customer experience on platforms, they analyze the customer data like what have you ordered, what have you looked at, and then it provides a personalized recommendations and support to you where you should look, because there are millions of products available or millions of things available. But once they understand who you are, what your needs are, they provide that recommendation and support, which makes your life easier in terms of searching and looking, make interactions more meaningful, and tailor it to your individual needs. This level of personalization, when it is used, and why, for example, I'm not promoting it, I'm not promoting the company, I have nothing to do with it at this point, but for this level of personalization and deep relationships, Amazon comes to mind, because when you are on Amazon platform, it is much more easier once you have started using it, that it will provide you timely and more accurate information, and it fosters, what does it fosters? It fosters loyalty from the customer, and it gives them better return on investment, so ROI is better. They also, if you look with the same example, it enhances the communication, because their tools, AI powered tools, are assisting in communication by whether you like it or not like it. If something was wrong, they can replace it, but they also offer language translations in many different languages in real time. They can do the analysis of your sentiments or your emotions when you're looking at it, and draft responses for you. So this helps leaders and teams in the business world to communicate more effectively and empathetically, ensuring that messages are clear and considerate to not only among themselves but with their customers also. This also empowers employees. I don't like the word employee, I like the word team members better, because sometimes, as we say, we use it for some message drafting. So if there are repetitive and mundane tasks, by AI tools doing that, it frees up the time of the employees or team members to focus on more creative and strategic activities where they should be more focused on. What does this do? This boosts the productivity, but also allow teams to engage in work which is more fulfilling and aligned with the strengths and the passions which we want to pursue. Um, so there are many different things like data-driven insights are gained from them, continuous learning and development take place, and from so it leads to all kind of continuous learning by providing the personalized training programs and identifying areas of improvement.
Wow, customized customer service, customized, because that's neat. And they're trying to do that, I believe, with these phones now too. Apple Intelligence, that, and Google. I mean, Google or whoever. I don't know. I'm an Apple guy, so what can I say? But
I'm an Apple person also, but I will say that in short, what it does is that it not only maintains the human touch, it enhances the human touch and make sure that it is not lost, even though we are on digital platforms and we are using them over and over again for everything. With all that being said, it is still necessary that leaders and teams prioritize face-to-face interactions what you said, what you have been saying, the active listening and the genuine empathy in engagements with both the team members, the employees, and customers. And again, it is a tool that supports, and AI is a tool that supports and enhances the human interactions, not replace them. And by integrating AI in a way that complements and enhances human beings, human capabilities, the businesses and leaders, they create a very connected and human centric environment and business.
No, it's when I first started using ChatGPT, the very first thing that I thought of that came to my mind was, wow, this is like a springboard for me. You know, it makes smarter people more smart, if you are, or it enhances them, it makes them more efficient, if you will. That's the very first thing that I said when I used it. Oh wow, this is great. It's like a springboard. It's like an extension of me, or I got that vibe off of it. If you could give every entrepreneur, tech savvy or tech scared, one mindset shift around artificial intelligence that they could start applying right now, what would it be?
One mindset for tech savvy or tech scared. It is that view artificial intelligence as a collaborative partner rather than a replacement. View AI as a collaborative partner rather than a replacement. Why do I say that? Because in my understanding, AI is not here to take over or diminish the value of human contributions. Rather, it is a powerful tool that can augment our abilities. We have come from a stone age to this point in 2025. So every tool, every milestone we have come across, it can become a powerful tool which augment our abilities. It streamline our processes and unlock the new opportunities. And when I said that embrace it as a partner, entrepreneurs can actually will greatly leverage its strengths to enhance their own creativity, decision making, and efficiency.
I know I have and continue to do so, and am excited to see what's going to happen in the future with it as well. At home, what's one thing you learned about AI today that surprised you? Share it in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, I want to know. Dr. Farzana wants to know too. Let's play a quick game. If you had to pitch a new TV show based on the future of artificial intelligence and human relationships, would it be a rom-com, a thriller, a documentary, or something weirder? And who would play the lead AI character?
Ooh, that's a tough question in many different ways. First one, first, why it is tough. It reminds me that I should watch more TV rather than news and all kind of different things happening in the world. But it is a fun game. And the second difficulty in this is that if I name one actor or one role player, then others will say I should have picked up a different one. But this is a fun game, so I will try to answer it. If I have to pitch a new TV show on the future of AI and human relationships, I think I will go for a rom-com with a twist of sci-fi. And
That makes sense.
yeah, so it will explore the humorous and heartwarming interactions between humans and AI, and there are already some of the newses out there. But I would like to highlight in that show the quirks and the challenges of building genuine interactions in a tech-driven world. So what
My.
the plot? The plot would revolve around an AI assistant who becomes self-aware and starts to develop human-like emotions. Okay, what would we name that character? Okay, we already have Alexa, so the AI would be named Alex, and would be and Alex would be on a quest to understand love and friendship Often the plot will get into the amusing and touching situations while trying to navigate the complexities of human relationships. So, who would play Alex? Here is the difficult part, correct?
Right?
I would cast Ryan Reynolds
Interesting. Mint
because
Mobile.
I don't know if you agree with it or not, but I think
Yeah,
he has a charm, a wit, and an ability to bring humor
definitely.
and depth into his roles, which would make him perfect for portraying an AI with a growing sense of humanity.
That would
Plus
be
his comedic,
hilarious.
yeah, plus his comedic timing can add delight or delightful layers to the show's romantic and humorous moments. What do you think? That's my take, and I'm going to stop here.
No, I like that. I love that. I like Ryan Reynolds. That's great. No, he'd be perfect for that. He'd be hilarious in that. He would. I like that. All right. So, what excites you most about the future of AI and human excellence? And in your most optimistic vision, how do you hope to see them grow and evolve together?
When I started dwelling into writing about AI and learning about AI, the news and the picture was very gloomy. But now, after learning so much, and I hope all of you who are listening will share this sentiment, I think the future of AI and human excellence is incredibly exciting. Why? Because it holds the potential to revolutionize how we live, how we work, and how we interact with the world and in the world. When I say all this, I think the most thrilling aspect I see is the synergy between AI and human creativity. I used to draw by hand. Now I can see I can draw with AI with the help of AI in minutes. But AI can process but AI in on serious note, AI can process the vast amount of data, and it can identify the patterns that might be invisible to the human eye. While human brings their emotional intelligence and ethical considerations to the table. The combination of all of this can and should lead to groundbreaking innovations in fields such as healthcare, education, and environmental sustainability. So, in my optimistic vision, I hope to see AI and humans growing and evolving together in a way that enhances human capabilities rather than replacing them. So just imagine with me a world where AI assists doctors in diagnosing diseases, treating patients more accurately and quickly, allowing them to focus on patient care and with empathy and continue to do so. Also, imagine in education, AI could provide personalized learning experiences, helping students to learn at their own pace and in their own style, while educators can concentrate on fostering critical thinking and creativity. Moreover, I envision AI playing a crucial role in addressing global challenges such as climate change. By analyzing environmental data, AI can help us develop more efficient and sustainable practices, from reducing waste to optimize energy use. What is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is for AI to be a tool that empowers humans to achieve excellence in ways that were previously unimaginable. By working together, we can create a future where technology and humanity coexist harmoniously, each enhancing the other's uh, strengths. This collaborative evolution can lead to a more innovative, compassionate, and sustainable world.
I love that answer. That's an awesome vision. Awesome vision. You've written books, built platforms, spoken around the world. When the artificial intelligence, when the artificial intelligence archives of the future look back on Dr. Farzana Chohan, what do you hope they'll say about your work and your legacy?
That is such a tough question because I see myself as a drop in the ocean trying to make things better. I hope when the archives will look back, they will see me as a leader, as a visionary who tried her level best to make significant contributions to the fields of human development, leadership, innovation. Someone who championed the integration of human excellence and technology, and where everyone can coexist and thrive together, and ethical living and ethical leadership.
Beautiful, beautiful. Dr. Farzana, thank you for coming back on the show and sharing your brilliance, your warmth, and your bold vision of a more human-centered AI future. You're not just helping us keep up with change, you're helping us lead it. And for all of you watching, remember, the future of networking isn't just tech, it's trust. It's still about showing up, being real, paying attention, and following up with humans and machines. Dr. Farzana, any last words?
I just want to thank you for the engaging and thought-provoking discussion. I truly enjoyed it. I hope that this is as fascinating for me, the human excellence and technology. It is fascinating for the audience who are listening to it, and they will all become part of my efforts to make this world a better place, and we grow and collaborate in every field.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Farzana. I hope to have you on again at some point soon. And who knows, let's maybe there'll be some breakthrough in AI or something different. Then we're going to have you right back on. We need to talk about it. Or if you end up writing another book, one or the other. But thank you for coming back on the show. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Until next time, keep it real and maybe keep it a little artificial too. Next Monday is week 4. So the topic will be follow-up, how to maintain and grow relationships beyond the first meeting. Until then, show up, be yourself, pay attention, and most of all, follow up. If you've got a story to share and you want to be a guest on the show, reach out. I'd love to have you on. Seriously, let's do this. And if you catch me at a networking event, no one's done this yet, but if you catch me at a networking event, don't hesitate to pull me aside and let's make some on-camera magic happen. I'll get you on